Hello, my name is Max. This channel is called English Speaking Hub. And on this channel, as always, I'm trying to bake in new expressions into my active speech. So it's been quite a hectic, sort of journey, I would say. I've been, I don't know, like practicing my pronunciation on and off for around a couple of months. Actually, in December, I took a break, just quit pronunciation cold turkey because at some point it just moved into being like the bane of my existence. I just couldn't tolerate it anymore. But now I suppose, I'm back on track. I'm trying to kind of like galvanize myself to, again, what would you say, like deploy all of my discipline, like tap into it fully. But we'll see how it's gonna work out for me. Like fingers crossed, touch wood, everything is gonna be okay-ish. But again, what I was going to say, yeah. Today's expression is to snap out of it. So to snap out of it basically means to suddenly stop being affected by a mood or a state and kind of like quickly return to your more natural, more normal condition. Usually it's a positive one, right? So I wouldn't recommend using this phrase when it comes to consoling someone. So to snap out of it is basically a synonym of another phrase to get over it, right? Just get over, when I mean, it's not particularly soothing, right? Like, to tell a person to just get over it, forget about it, snap out of it. Like, it might strike a person as quite like patronizing, and oftentimes, like, people, might perceive it as an attempt to maybe not denigrate them per se, but definitely like belittle what they're going through. For instance, if they're depressed and they're like mentally suffering because of a breakup, and you tell them to just step out of it, and I don't know, or something along the lines that there is like, I don't know, that there are like millions, if not billions, of different like people, of the opposite sex that you can, I don't know, like start dating later on. I mean, even though it is true, people usually do not really take it lightly. Let's put it this way. The way we're gonna do everything is this. I'm gonna answer a couple of questions, and yeah, like the salient point of it is just to utilize this expression as many times as I can, while simultaneously, again, like trying to bear in mind all the intonation patterns, like rhythm, as well as, just general rules of pronunciation that I've been trying to, get the hang of. First question. Can setting deadlines help you snap out of procrastination? Why not? Uh, I mean, I think that, it is kind of like contingent to the person, right? Like for some people, setting deadlines is a nice way to kind of like nudge them in the right direction. For other people, I wouldn't recommend adopting like this kind of like tactic or a strategy because it might induce even more stress into your life and kind of like, let the entire like situation metastasize into something more like perilous, right? So, because like people oftentimes find deadlines, quite nerve wracking and anxiety inducing. So instead of like kind of like succumbing to this like emotional, shit show, like maybe it might be better to give yourself, some wiggle room, some leeway, and try to finish things, a little bit earlier. Uh, yeah, but I mean, like we all have like our own like set of laundry or even laundry list of peculiarities, like shenanigans, uh, and all that jazz. So I mean, it's difficult to kind of like say, like, I mean, can't help, yes, right? Will it help everyone? No. I don't think that setting deadlines is some kind of a one size fits all solution. It's not a panacea, right? Maybe in conjunction with something else, it might wind up being even more like viable and effective. But yeah, like, I mean, there is bazillion of other options that are equally as, I don't know, like workable. So I wouldn't necessarily like zero in on this thing solely. How much time do you need to snap out of anger? I mean, the scientific answer, as far as I remember, is around like 5 minutes, right? And in my case, I mean, I have like quite a short fuse. But then again, like the thing I think that makes a whole lot of difference in my case is that even though like I might, uh, kind of like get pissed like very like quickly, I simmer down, equally as fast. So for me, it's like it's all about like finding ways to channel my anger in a more like productive, in a more like positive way. But I mean, like to say like that, I always like keep try to keep it at bay would be a bit of a stretch, I guess. Like it's just not true. Um, okay. Do you have any telltale signs that you're overindulging and wishful thinking? What strategies do you leverage to snap out of it? Wishful thinking. I mean, I don't know. Like, I mean, what is wishful thinking? Like, that's the question. Like, I think that it's okay, like, to like kind of like daydream and fantasize about stuff. Um, I guess the telltale sign of like when it actually like went a bit too far, like when things is that you're not getting things done. Like you're just like you let like your fantasies like hijack your attention and it kind of like makes your life take a backseat to this once again like wishful thinking or whatever, or like sugarcoating, whatever it might be. I don't know. As for strategies, like I mean, just like reducing like this time between thinking about something, like contemplate, kind of like toying around with different ideas, like brainstorming and what have you, between like these things and actual tangible actions, like that. That's kind of like the main strategy. Like the more the faster you kind of like transition, the more the better it gets, I guess, in terms of like the results that your work yields. Because once again, like even wishful thinking can be quite like taxing, and especially if you leaning more towards like negativity. And I believe it's to one degree or another, like this negativity is ingrained in all of us. So like considering like potential perils, like it all of these things, they kind of like sap your energy to one degree or another. And the last one for today: have you ever been overwhelmed by too many tasks? How did you snap out of it? uh, I mean, having been inundated with, once again, like a litany of different tasks at work, the main, I don't know, like idea, I guess, is to kind of like streamline your priorities and organize everything, like all of these like tasks, into some manageable chunks, right? Um, so yeah, like kind of like trying to highlight the most like pressing, the most like time sensitive stuff that actually makes a whale of a difference, right? Like doing these things first, and then again, like checking things. What would you say? Like, and then just completing, like tackling, like the tasks, that are below on your again like list of tasks. I guess they just like clear of you're just clearing of the backlog. um yeah, like as for the sense of being overwhelmed, once again, like once you figure out like the exact like thing that you have to do first, uh everything else, will fall into place eventually. You just have to, I don't know, like be like, I don't know, but either like brave or just like stupid enough, because overthinking is actually like, I mean, it's actually like criminal in some circumstances, right? Like it makes things worse. Like sometimes you just have to, deal with the situation without fretting about it. Without just fretting about it too much, because like again, like thinking too much more often than not, um, is just an overkill. So yeah, like that's pretty much it for today. Thanks everyone for watching it. Hopefully some of you found it useful in one way or another. So as I've already mentioned before, like these videos, like they're gonna serve as some sort of a gauge, um, some sort of a measuring stick of my progress, especially in regards to pronunciation, because that's the thing that I've been like really like laser focused on recently. So yeah, take care everyone. Bye. See you.